foundation of sand cannot withstand any adversity. It implodes, it caves in on itself. And then that takes us back to the parable of the good and bad fruit. Now, before speaking of the good and bad fruit, it's very important that we all recognize a stumbling block that we have in front of us. And it's no little stumbling block either. It's a biggie. And that's called sin. Since the fall of man, our nature is sinful. We have a natural tendency to go to that wide path. We have a natural tendency to build our lives on sand. We have a natural tendency to hate God and hate all that is good. That is sin, and that is how sin works in our life. Now, good fruits, if we're so sinful, how can we produce good fruits? We're not good in the eyes of God. We are flawed by sin. So how is it then that we produce good fruits? The Apostle Paul tells us in Galatians that the fruits of the heart are gifts of the Spirit. We in our sinful nature are unable to produce anything good or pleasing to God. But once we place our trust and faith in Jesus Christ, His Spirit will then enter us and enable us to produce good fruits. And actually, good fruits are not acts of what we do or good deeds. They are fruits of the Spirit. Again, Paul, a perfect example is Paul in his letter to the Galatians. Fruits of the heart, they're love, patience, kindness, self-control. They're not external matters. They're what's in us. And once Christ fills us from the inside out, we can't help but to do good things in Jesus Christ's name. But it comes as a gift. So without the love and sacrifice of Jesus Christ, we cannot, and acceptance of Christ, we cannot receive that gift. Earlier on, I had mentioned that, or I had asked you a question, and it was a simple question, and it was how or when you die, if you think you're going to get into heaven. And now I want to ask you that, assuming that all of your answers were yes, and I'm sure that they were, how are you going to get there? Are you going to depend on your good deeds? Are you going to depend on how much time you volunteer, or what other people think of you, or your reputation? Are you going to put your trust in yourself? Are you going to try to earn your way into heaven? Because if that's our plan, then we're building our house, we're building our life on sand. If that's our plan, then Scripture tells us that we're a Pharisee. And if we've learned nothing more today, we've learned that things didn't work out too well for the Pharisee. They were the ones that were surprised. They were the ones that were shocked. There is only one way, and one way only, we can stand on that narrow path. There is only one way, and one way only, that we can spend eternity with our Creator. There is only one road to heaven, and that is through Jesus Christ. That is the only way. Through His atoning blood, we are saved. God the creator of the heavens and the earth, and of everything in it, of us, of our thoughts, of everything within the heavens of the earth, loved us so much that he took on human flesh. He took on human flesh and he came here. He was mocked, he was spit on, he was tortured, he was crucified. Why? For us, so that we could spend eternity with him. We still have our sinful nature, and it tugs at us and pulls at us all of the time. And it tells us, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that, I got to work harder here, I got to climb, I got to do this, I got to do that. But we can stop and pause, and we can focus, we can look straight ahead at the cross and realize the most beautiful gift in the world has been given to us, and that is salvation through Christ. He did it. He did it all for us. There is nothing that we can do. I cannot do anything to earn my salvation. Isn't that a beautiful thing that Christ did it for us?